All right, so we are now recording. So welcome everyone. Today is October the 29th, almost Halloween. And this week we are welcoming Ashley Morin to our broadcast, our live broadcast that we will be sharing with all of our FST groups, as well as archiving as part of the Molloy College first year experience. Ashley and I actually work together in biology, chemistry, and environmental studies. So many of you know Kim Doyle, who's a lab technician in biology, and she helps set up all of our labs. That's where Ashley's previous role was here at Molloy. But then during the pandemic, Ashley started working very closely with blended and online learning and just kind of helping both students and faculty learn how to navigate this new online world that we were living in. And so now she has a new role on campus where she serves as the assistant director to online and blended learning. And she has been a wealth of knowledge interfacing with our students, in particular our first year students, as they adjust to some components of their courses, which may be online, some students who are taking proctorio exams. She has really kind of given them all the tools and tips that they need to be successful. So Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. What a great introduction. So I've been at Molloy now for about 8 years, and I absolutely love it. And prior to my role, the one thing I noticed is it's a little difficult for the students to find resources, what they need. So I actually created a student LibGuide. I could put that link in the chat once we're done. It's full of helpful resources. You have an IT guide from IT. You have like Q's and A's for Canvas, Proctorio, just simple tips, simple Panopto. And then we also have a website page that has this information. And that was a great start, but I felt like that wasn't good enough. And I really wanted to bring everything to the students' fingertips, because I had students that maybe necessarily didn't even have an online question, but they had a question about maybe registering, or how can I get involved with campus, or where do I go if I want to go to the student counseling center? I can't find anything on the website. And it kind of dawned on me I wanted to create a one-stop shop where the students would be able to go to one place, have all the resources that they need, because all of you are so busy. You don't have the time to try to find things on the website. So I want to create this Canvas course that would hopefully make things a little bit easier, especially during a challenging situation that we're in right now with the pandemic. So I'm going to go into the Molloy student tour. So I have this on student view right now. So this is what it would look like in Canvas. You can easily go into each thing you need: academic support services, enrollment, learning technology, student services, and Molloy faculty. And the Molloy faculty page is really nice. We'll get into that in a little bit. But if you were wondering if you wanted to look up Dr. Cutter or any of your other faculty, it gives you a nice little introduction and biography on them. So especially when you're online, you could feel like you're a little disconnected. We felt that this was a really nice, warm approach so you can get to know your faculty. I'm going to leave student view for just a second, because I actually have had a bunch of students who said that they didn't even know that this existed because it's not in your dashboard. So normally your dashboard, you click here and you see your courses. Now yours won't say published. I have admission rights. So, but you guys would have your courses. So what you do is, if you want to see this, you go to click here, all courses. And then you see how some of these stars are highlighted. Those are the ones that would show up in my dashboard. So if you want a Molloy student tour, this is how it would look right now. What you do is you would highlight it, and then you go back to it looks like a notebook type of thingy, and it will be right in your dashboard, which is really nice. And then it's easy, right at your fingertips. You can get right to it. So let's jump back into student view. And then I'd like to mention, if you are going through this and if you find any issues like a broken link or something wrong, or maybe you simply want us to add something to it, you can email me at molloystudenttour@molloy.edu and we'll get right to it. We're always open to suggestions. So this is the Molloy student tour. Academic support services, Center for Access and Disability, library, Tutoring Writing Center. So let's just click on this. So you have your examples of reasonable accommodations, the services that are offered, how to request accommodations, and their hours. And we really did that throughout the entire course. We have library libguides, how to connect to the library, the hours, the tutoring center, the writing center, and most of these offices have online accommodations as well. So please take advantage. Let's say you can't get the campus to go to tutoring, or you can't get the campus to go to the writing center. You could do all of this from home. So you don't have to go to campus an extra day if you don't want to. You could easily schedule online, and these services are free to you.
I was just going to say, I just wanted to also remind you that these services are part of your tuition that you pay already at Malloy. So this would be no additional charge. And I believe the tutoring is you get 2 1-hour sessions a week for free.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
And then depending on if you're in any additional programs, for example, I know if you're in C-STEP, you might get additional tutoring. So take advantage, use them to their full extent.
Yeah, I wish I took advantage of this when I was in college. I just kind of went to class and didn't think of all the things that were offered to me. And it's great. Malloy has such great services. So again, Bursar, when the time of billing and payments, you don't really know where to go. You can come to this page and get more information.
I see Bursar up there, and it's just reminding me, the students are coming into registration window. If you have a hold, if you have, some sort of payment that you do, even if it's a parking ticket, if you have a Bursar hold on your account, you will be unable to register. You'll be unable to even add courses to your cart. So you can't even put them in there and hold your place in the class until your bills are paid. So I suggest now, especially for first-year students, you won't be registering till about the middle of November. Check your accounts now to make sure you do not have any holds. If you do, make sure you get them cleared, because otherwise you will be locked out of registration.
Good point. Financial aid. If you're in graduate school, Lions Den. So I'm sure as freshmen, when you were introduced to Lions Den, you're like, what is Lions Den? And I noticed there really weren't a good set of instructions. So I really wanted to create this for you guys. I think that, as you could relate to, a lot of people think just because of your age that you're tech savvy and you automatically know what to do. And that's not the case. And there is no silly question. I want to reiterate that, if you were to go through here and you're like, I'm still confused, once we're done, I'll put my email in the chat. You feel free to reach out. There's no silly question. I'm here to help.
I've been here 12 years and I still get confused when I use Lions Den.
So do I.
It's not user friendly. It's not where you think something should be. It's not always where it is. The important thing with Lions Den is this is where you're going to go to register for courses. This is where you're going to go to get your final grades for the courses. So in Canvas, you'll see your faculty grade things, as you've already noticed, myself included. We put our grade right in the grade book. You have access to that. But when it comes to the final grade for the semester, it's not on Canvas. It goes in Lions Den. So, and then when you register for classes, you'll need to access Lions Den to be able to do that. So if you haven't even thought about Lions Den yet, make sure you visit this site before it's time for registration.
Really good point. That's a common question I get is where's my final grade? The registrar. And so is this going to be their first time registering?
This will be the first time registering on their own. The Student Solution Center registered them for their fall courses.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And you're not on your own. By that, I just mean no one's going to register for you. You have to do it yourself, but with the help of your advisor.
Right.
Has everyone gotten, I know in biology, they're already assigned. Some of you are my advisees, but if you have not spoken to your advisor, now is the perfect time to be emailing them to find out about how they set up their advisement schedules. I use Google Docs, but Other faculty might have signups on their doors. They may have sent you an email. Some of us are doing it. I do mine on Zoom and face-to-face. It just depends on what works with the student, but you should be signing up for your registration appointments. This is the time to be doing that. So if you don't know who your advisor is, or you have multiple and you're kind of confused about that, you can ask those questions now, and we can certainly help you out, but registration is coming up.
Good point. And I also included this video on how to register. So if you want someone to walk it through for you, the Student Solutions Center created a really nice video that takes you step by step. So I just want to reiterate what Dr. Cutter said, you are not alone. Again, if you look at this video and you're still confused, the Student Solutions Center is amazing and they love to help you guys. So by all means, please reach out. And that's perfect intro for the Student Solutions Center. Like I said, they are amazing. They really love what they do and they are here to answer all your questions. Their help with the registering, the process of add drop, they have a ton of how-to videos, instruct you if you want to change your major. I want to think that they're kind of like your counseling resource, not for mental health, but for your school. If you have any questions, they are fantastic. I highly recommend them. I see that a lot of people don't have their camera on, but by a show of hands, has anybody tried to play around with Ally yet? Or you could just click the little hand up.
This is like a fun game that I play every time
Oh,
I post
yay.
an assignment.
We have one. Well, I just want to say that Ally is a fantastic tool that once again is completely free to you. It is in all your Canvas courses. It gives you different alternative formats. You'll see the little A in your course and you could click it down on a specific document. And let's say you're driving, and I gave this example to a couple of nursing students and they loved it. So they're driving to clinical, they don't have time to really review their notes. I'm not sure if they still do med cards, but when I was in nursing school, you had to memorize medications, doses, and you had to come to clinical prepared. So it would have been so great if I had this tool where they have an audio version of your teacher's notes. So let's say you clicked on it, your med cards in Canvas. You could play it in your car on the way to clinical and audio. And that's not just nursing. If you're driving to campus on your way to a test and you just want to refresh your brain, you could hear it. And there's a lot of studies that have been done that if you could read something over and over and over, but if you reiterate it with listening, it actually activates different parts of your brain and it's a better way to study. So I really like that. They have a tagged PDF, which is helpful. You could highlight. Another tool I really like is the fact that you could download these ahead of time. So let's say at home you don't have great service. You get home, you can't get on Canvas, it's frustrating, you want to study. While you're on campus, you could download all these formats. And then even if you're in a dead zone, everything will work. So let's say you're going home for the holidays and you want to get a little work done. Your service isn't great. You could download these documents ahead of time. And so you have your notes for you when you're home. So service will not matter. Canvas. So a lot of students do not realize that they have a 24/7 live chat feature. So let's say you're having an issue with, it's 10 o'clock at night, you have an assignment tomorrow, the help desk, myself, we're not here. You really need to get in touch with somebody. The live chat, they're really great with helping you with issues. They could send you helpful guides. They could look into an issue for you. So this is a great resource that you always have support. So don't panic if there's an assignment on Canvas you need to get done, you're not sure how to do it. Their support team is really great. If you have e-portfolios in your classes, a lot of this is the higher education courses, but in case you do need it, we have a tutorial video series. Panopto recordings, they're pretty self-explanatory, but if you just were curious and you weren't really sure, even just how to navigate or how to find it, we have a video for that. And the fan favorite Proctorio. So this is full, like chock full of information that you would want to know. You want to make sure you have the most up-to-date Chrome browser, that you have the Proctorio extension. These are really common questions that, I didn't make up, that I kind of jotted down as I went along from last year, were really common questions. I'm sure if you've used Proctorio and you weren't totally sure yet how to do it, you were prompted for an access code. You should never get an access code. It's a really simple troubleshoot guide that I recommend everybody, if you're using Proctorio, download. The stuff's are really easy and it'll make you feel better in case you get that prompt.
Has anyone had an exam on Proctorio this semester? I know I didn't use Proctorio for my online exam because it was open notes, but in any of your other classes? All right, so it might be coming up. So this is one that if you do wind up having to take an exam using Proctorio, you're going to definitely want to remember Ashley's name so that you can either sign up for one of her workshops or go through one of her practice quizzes to make sure that you're okay using it. It can be a little, this one that does get confusing and tricky.
And then once you run through it, it's simple, but I think it's the first thing, it's almost just nerves because it's different. I am hosting a webinar before finals. I have to check that it's going to be the first week of December once we're back from Thanksgiving. So be on the lookout for that email to register. And it's just simple things like you're nervous, you're getting into the exam, you're just trying to rush through it. So I've had a few students who were not in the Chrome browser. They tried to go through Safari and they couldn't get in. It's simple things like that that you're not even thinking about. I don't want you to think it's so hard. It's just going through those practice tests and then just being like, okay, I gotta be in Chrome. I'll, before my exam, let me shut off my notifications so nothing comes through, and then you're good to go. It really isn't difficult. It just takes a little getting used to. And then in here, let's say you want to contact help desk. As you know, you have to fill out the service request form. So I have a form in here for that. And then they'll get back to you. If it's an emergency, you can call them. If you email them, I don't think that it goes to a direct email. It just sends you the request form back. So the best thing to do is to fill out this form or by phone. This is their hours. And then Stephen Lewis is really great. If you guys are on campus, he's in the information commons. He's a really great resource and you can walk right over there and he's willing to help. And then if you have an issue in the study room or a library, they have a separate person for that who you can contact, Sean Williams, and he can come and help you too. Turn it in, same thing, it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you're new to the system, you want to check it out, we do provide a student guide. VoiceThread, so you can watch this little tutorial. I know that's a great tool that a lot of faculty are using. So same thing if you want to just check it out. It's pretty self-explanatory, but again, this resource is available. Zoom, I think that all of you are Zoom experts at this point. But just in case, if you need to contact support, if something's not working, here, the information's right here. And I would say, I know my Zoom is being a little odd, and all it was is I had to upgrade my Zoom. So just be on the lookout. If you get prompted that you need to upgrade, do the upgrade, because otherwise it's a little wonky and you get kicked out. Athletics. So again, things that are available to you. By appointment, you can go to the gym. The gym is actually really nice. They have really great equipment, cardio machines. So by all means, use it. Right now I'm working from home, but when I was on campus working with Dr. Cutter, I used to use their gym all the time. It's really, really nice. You can make an appointment or reservation on Handshake, and they have a ton of hours during the week, on the weekends. It's a great resource to you. And then if you were a spectator with COVID, there are some spectator guidelines. So we have those on here as well. This is for our office. If you're still a little shaky on Canvas, I actually have a Canvas tutorial video that I created. my contact hours, email, and these are the LID guides. This is the LID guide that I discussed, and our website. Canvas life and student activities. So again, I want to reiterate that we have some amazing clubs, activities for you to get involved with on campus. I know that everyone has felt really disconnected this past year just because of the pandemic, but even if you are 100% online student, this is available to you. This is for everybody to be a part of. And my best advice is to get involved. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to get connected to the college. I've been on Malloy for 8 years just because I love the school so much. And I think the more you're involved, the more you're going to really feel that closeness to the school. Campus ministries, they do a lot of amazing things. They do the midnight run. They do a lot of charity. So if you're looking to volunteer, they have a lot of opportunities. This is another great resource that until I really created this course, I didn't even realize all that was available. The Career Development Center, this is a really great resource to use. So a lot of people, it's a little intimidating once you get into like your junior and senior year, like, okay, I knew what I was doing for 4 years, but what am I going to do after school? They really prep you for that next step to get ready to go into the workforce. And again, this is a free resource. I definitely would take advantage of it. And they also use Handshake. Dining services. So if you're not sure of when the Anselmo route closes, when is Queso Caliente open, when is Starbucks open, I have all these hours on here. And I also recently found out you can order online. That's awesome. So let's say you're in class and you're really busy, you don't really have time for your food to get ready. You can click and order your food and pick it up and place it for order. Public safety. The Spirit Store. So if you have to order your textbooks for next semester, I created this step-by-step how to do that. Student affairs. So if you were interested in the student handbook, I have a link to that. How to get in contact with student affairs, the link to the Malloy student government. Student health and wellness. So on the Malloy Health portal, this is where you would upload your vaccine information. So I have that there in case you have to do that. And they have a doctor on call now. So they have a doctor, I believe a nurse practitioner. So if you need to go see the doctor, you can do that right on campus. The Student Personal Counseling Center. Talita is amazing. I feel like her whole team is so great. This has been a really hard year on everybody. This is free to you. They can do teletherapy. So if you don't want to go on campus, you could meet with them via phone. It's, college is stressful enough, and then you have the pandemic and we've had a lot going on. So if you need to talk to somebody, I would definitely reach out. They make the environment so comfortable and they're so great. And even if you're not sure and you want to check it out, Talita sends out emails throughout the semester where she does fun things on campus. I think she did like a sand art. So go and check it out. And then this is what I was talking about, meet the Malloy faculty. I can click on it and show. So notes bring up Dr. Cutter. So if you wanted to get to know her, this is some of the articles that Dr. Cutter has done. And this is a really cool resource. So if you really want to see where you check out what your instructors are doing, they're doing a lot of amazing things outside of school. So it's a really nice way to get connected with them.
I need to update that.
That's what a couple of people, they're like, I have to update this now. Does anybody have any questions about the tour or about online learning?
Has anyone actually seen this resource page? Or maybe after today might be a good idea to go check it out so that you see where you have access to it.
Can you like go over how to find it again?
Oh,
That'd be
sure.
great.
Yeah, I know it's a little challenging, especially. I could sympathize before my role, when the pandemic, I didn't know how to use Canvas at all. So I think the best thing to do is go to, all right, so this is what your screen would look like, right? So you're gonna click on courses. It looks like the little notebook. You're gonna go all the way down to all courses. And then you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna see Malloy Student Tour. Right now, it's gonna look like this. It's not gonna be an orange star. It's gonna be colorless. So to have it show up in your dashboard, I'm gonna click here. And then when you go back, it'll show up on right here. So it'll always be there for you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Does anybody else have any questions?
Any other questions today?
Well, I can put my email in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, so just as usual, we do a giveaway at the end of these meetings. So we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students joining us today. Thank you. Ashley, I am going to ask you to pick a number between 1 and 6.
Okay. Should I say it out loud?
Out loud.
4.
So that is Natalie. So Natalie, you are the winner of our book and coffee gift card. So you can pick up your prize in my office, which is Sienna 106. I am finally back on campus on Monday. I am happy to give you that gift. Otherwise, Deb, who usually joins us on these meetings, but she had another meeting at the same time. But either myself or the administrative assistant in my office, Deb, will be happy to give you your gift. So, and Moses can attest. Moses was one of our winners one of the previous weeks. So we do a giveaway every week, and it's just a nice way of saying thank you for joining us. And with that, I'd like to thank Ashley for your time and your services and your continued outreach to students. I know it's been relentless, and you are always so happy to help, and it's never a burden. I mean, it's never a bother to you. You're always really very
I
happy
love
to
to
help
help.
students.
Yeah.
Late at night, early in the morning, Ashley
I'm
is
here.
really accommodating. So,
Yeah.
and she's got 2 beautiful cats. I was hoping they might make
I
a.
know. It's nap time. It's good. Usually they'll bother me when I'm on call and meow. But
So thank you again, everyone. Happy Halloween. I
Happy
can't
Halloween.
wait to see your pictures next week. I'm gonna flood everyone's classes with pictures of my kids from Halloween. So thank you for joining us. It's great to see the black boxes. I was gonna say see your faces, but have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, Ashley. It's great to see
Bye.
you.
You too.
Bye.